knowledge of the platform, just in how it works and how it incorporates all those great teaching components. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. When you come into Canvas, you should see your dashboard. This just kind of drops you to your dashboard and all of your courses that may live there. Okay, I'm going to show you some features in your outer ribbon of functions. So this is your functionality bar that relates to your complete Canvas account. So as you can kind of see, I put a picture in my account. If you click on that button, it may not have your picture if you've not added that one. No worries. That's an easy fix for you. You've got lots of functions from notifications to settings and that kind of thing. One of the important features that I love to share, and I encourage you to share with your students, is the notifications. So did you know that Canvas provides push notifications for you via email, if you use it on your phone as well? You've got notifications. Did anybody know that? Did anybody know there's notifications? Let me see if anybody's answering me on that one. No, okay, great. So if you want to use this with your students, go ahead and show them how to enable notifications. And so basically, when there's a due date or when something has been graded or something's been checked, it gives you the opportunity to push a notification directly to your students to say, hey, check your Canvas. I've made some adjustments. Okay, so that's in your basic account settings right here. There's some other pieces to the puzzle. You've got your settings, some things that we won't go too far into with badging and some of our components that we utilize. But the notifications is probably your most important piece. Your next item down is your dashboard. So this is basically the courses that are pinned right to your dashboard, are the ones that are just going to open up as soon as you see them right here. You can customize your dashboard, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So you can control which courses are going to pin to your dashboard. Okay, so these are the ones that I have pinned. Right up underneath the dashboard, kind of looks like a fan, you have a book. And this is where all of your courses are going to be housed. So only so many of your courses can pin to the dashboard. So think of it like this. Do we have any smartphone users in the group? Probably a lot of us. Most of the time when we come into, yes, a lot of people are saying yes, yes. So when you open up your smartphone, if you have like an iPhone, maybe an Android, I'm not as familiar with an Android, but my first page is filled with apps or filled with folders that have apps. And then I have to swipe to my second page because there's only so much room on my first page of applications. But I can customize it. That's the same concept right here. So when you look at your courses, you got two horizontal lines, and I can see these are the courses that are pinned to my dashboard. But then under the bottom gray horizontal line, I can click on all courses, and this is going to take me to all of the courses that I have in my Canvas account. Now, don't worry, you may not have as many as I have. Our team is in a lot of courses throughout the district as we help navigate this process. So I've got lots of courses here. Now, you may wonder, well, how do I pin a course to my dashboard? Very, very simple. So if I wanted a course to go to my dashboard, all I do is color the star. When I click on the star, it colors it, and that's going to automatically pin it to the dashboard. So I just colored third grade superstars. Let's check and see if it happens. So I'm going to come here to my dashboard and see if it pinned directly to my dashboard. And voila, there it is. It is here at the very bottom. Okay, so you can see that the third grade superstars pinned. Same thing if I didn't want a kindergarten class or any of these classes to be on my dashboard. All I have to do is come to the book, click on all courses, and unselect, uncolor the star. Pretty simple. Okay, so that makes it very easy for you to manage what courses are pinned to your dashboard. Okay, very simple, very simple. Let's keep going, and then we'll start jumping onto courses in your dashboard. The next icon down is your calendar. Now, a lot of us, a lot of us use our Microsoft calendar. Does anybody in the session use your Microsoft calendar? Anybody? Anybody use your Microsoft calendar? I know I do. Yeah, no, some of you, okay, a couple of you do. Good deal. I completely use my calendar. It keeps me on track. But from within Canvas, you also have a calendar right here for you to utilize, okay? So your calendar works pretty similar to your Microsoft or your Google Calendar. The great thing about this, you guys, is when you begin to use Canvas with your students and you give due dates, you can kind of see it's going to keep them on track as well, because it gives your calendar events and things on the right-hand side of maybe what's coming up or what is due. So how do you create an assignment or create a due date in your calendar? It works pretty similar to your Microsoft. Come to your plus. And when you've done that, it's going to allow you to add something, add a new component. Let's see if it'll come up. Perfect. It gives me an event window. So this event window will allow me to import information into a specific day, similar to a Microsoft calendar. So if I wanted to have a math test, I could just type in math test, and I could give the date and the time, and then make sure that I put it in the specific calendar if I wanted it to go to third grade superstars or any of those calendars, because your calendar will speak and communicate with all of your courses. Okay. So, but here's the great thing about calendar, you guys, when you're working with your students, if you click on more options, it gives you the option to write a notation or to upload a file or a folder or anything that you want your students to have. So let's just say you wanted to make sure that they knew that they had a math test, a virtual test for a lot of us, or any type of test. You could add a study guide right here into your calendar notes for your students to access. Now, I'm sure most of us have sent those things home time and time again, but it just gives you another opportunity to send information home to your students. Okay, so that is your calendar. Very easy to use, very easy. The next thing is your inbox. Now, this really works just like a chat box for you to use with your students if you're interested in that. You know, a lot of people already use email and that kind of thing, but it looks pretty much like a window chat. You can kind of see chats that are right here, and then you can respond, and it kind of mimics an email, kind of mimics just a messenger chat. That's an easy feature to use. The next one is one of my very, very favorite options is the Commons. Did you know that Canvas offers you a marketplace for great resources? Did anyone know that? Did anyone know that you had a marketplace of good teaching tools already? No, I know, right? So some of us, I know, like for myself, I've been in education for a few years, and I still am always looking for resources that someone has already created. So let's just, for instance, say I'm teaching about sales. I could come into the marketplace and I could search and see if there are any content pieces on sales. There are 1,000 pieces of content on sales in the Commons. So basically, if you're teaching sales 9th through 12th, you know, it looks like a lot of these are high school resources, which is totally fine. Then you can say, you know what, I love the resources that I have, but maybe I need to go a little further. This is always a great place for you to start, is to look in the Commons, because there are quizzes, there are modules, which are multiple pieces of content together, layered together to help you teach. Lots of quizzes here. Looks like people push a lot of quizzes and modules. You could spend a lot of time just searching. And I'll be honest with you guys, I look to see how many times things have been downloaded, because that might mean that it's good, or somebody's just got lots of friends, either way. But I'm always looking to see the downloads as well. So you've got lots of great options in the Commons. Now, our team, we'll continue these sessions, and we've pushed some things into the Commons as well to help you along the way. Okay, so the Commons, that is really and truly one of the best features I'm going to show you. There's a couple of things. I'm going to show you probably three. I'm going to show you lots of good stuff. But the Commons is probably the first thing that I would say. Please do not forget the Commons. It is a wonderful, wonderful tool for you. Okay, now, so that's your first one. Now, here's your second one. It's coming right behind it. So if you miss anything else, please catch this one. The question mark is your help guide. So our team is working diligently to answer emails, to provide training, to stay on top of things, to provide multiple resources. We really are working super hard to be there for each and every one of you. But sometimes we can show you where to find your answer quicker than we can get back to you. So that would be your help ticket right here. This is your best friend. So the help desk is going to give you not only Canvas guides, but also this guide right here is the NCSS Tech 101. Our team started this last year, and this is a wonderful help ticket for you. But let me show you in Canvas, you can search your Canvas guides and go through anything from, you can type in how to make an assignment, to how to close a discussion, anything. All you need to do is to come over and just search the topic and see what you can find. Has anyone used any of the Canvas guides? Have you guys used any of those? Or did you know that that was even there? Yes, no, maybe. I hope if you didn't, that this isn't going to be your first stop. I'm going to be real honest with you. A lot of times when people send me a question, I try to go to the Canvas guide, and then I copy and paste the URL so that people have that resource on hand, and then just again. So that's a great tool. Now this one's going to be free because we're talking about Canvas, and I'm about to navigate away from Canvas. But the NCSS Tech 101, you guys, has a ton of resources for everything that we do in our department, everything that we support, from audio enhancement to SLDS, Canvas. Even if you still use some things with ActiveInspire, we still have some guides out here. Some of my favorites, Google and Office 365, all of those, TRL. So did you know that that was there just for you? Did anybody know that was there just for you? If you didn't, no, lots of no's. If you didn't, now you do. So here's a great thing for you. When you need a question, you might want to try here to see if you can find it as well. Okay. All right. So now we have gone through the functionalities of the outer layer functionalities of Canvas. All of the functions in the blue portion are for your entire course, or your entire Canvas account. So now we're going to move into how to create a course. And then we're going to talk some about our Infinite Campus created courses as well. But now we're going to really move into focusing on a specific course. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to my dashboard. So remember, I can customize this dashboard, and I also can begin a brand new course. Now, some of you may have never been in Canvas until today. This might be your first time. And if this is your first time, that's okay. We're here to help. But where I'm going to take us to next, if you've never been in Canvas, you may not have this feature. And in just a second, Ms. Johnson's going to drop a form for you to fill out so that we can be sure that you have everything you need to start a brand new course. So most of you, when you go to your dashboard, most of you have courses in your dashboard. Those courses are probably naming conventions based on your subject and lots of numbers. Those are generated through Infinite Campus. So basically, Infinite Campus creates rosters and then pushes them into Canvas for you so that you can upload content into those courses. Now, we've got lots of conversations about how that works, but we're going to save that for another time. I'm kind of showing you some of the functions. But when you want to learn, you might want to start not necessarily playing in some of those courses, but creating yourself like a sandbox course, a play course for yourself. So here's what I want you to do. On your dashboard, if you scroll down on your dashboard, and again, I love the dashboard, you guys, because look, it tells me what's coming up. It really keeps me on track, not only as a teacher, but as a student. So many great features on your dashboard. But if you scroll down, you should be able to see start a new course right here. Okay. If you do not see this, in just a second, when Miss Johnson puts up and when she puts up the form, fill that out and let us know your name so that we can be sure that you have this function on your account. But when I click on start a new course, I'm going to click the button and give it a name. So just because I am creating a play course, a sandbox, I'm just going to call it Canvas 101 San. I'm going to change the name just a little bit just because I have another one I didn't delete yet. Okay, all I did was give it a name. Okay, and then I'm going to click create course. Okay, if you do not see the access to start a new course, the file is now in the chat for you to go ahead and fill and complete that information. All right, so I started a brand new course. And this is where a lot of time people get really confused because this is a lot. I agree, it's a lot, but we're going to take it apart. Like I said, when I started this session, if you're expecting to be completely savvy with Canvas, I'm afraid that that won't be exactly where we'll end. We will make sure that you know more than you did when you started, but there's a lot of pieces, and I want to be sure that you have a really complete understanding of each component that we go through. All right, so now if you notice, it's an internal layer of functions in your Canvas course. Now, these functions are going to be related to Canvas 101 course. Okay, so let me make sure you get that one. The blue outer ribbon, all of these functions are going to be functions for your entire Canvas account. Your functions on the internal, these are going to be functions that are going to be with this specific course right here. Okay. So Canvas 101, you got home, you got announcements, you got assignments, discussions, grades, people, pages, and you can read and continue on with all of those different components. Okay, so all of these are components from within a course. Now, a lot of times people want to make connections. If you are familiar with Blackboard, if any of you have done any graduate work recently, a lot of us did graduate work in Blackboard. So Canvas is going to kind of look like Blackboard. It's kind of like a competitor to Blackboard. So that's why it kind of looks similar. There are a lot of major universities, including Auburn University, components of Georgia State. Lots of schools are using Canvas. So this is not only used in the K-12 space, it's also used in the secondary space. So, so pretty familiar to us if we've done some work in Blackboard. Okay, so now let's kind of move on from here. Now, like I said, you've got lots of components here. Let me show you your People's tab, because a lot of times people will say, hey, I'm making this play course, but I don't want to make it public. I don't want to publish it because I don't want people to access it. Well, let me show you just as a little bit of encouragement. When you click on the People's tab for this course that you created, look, the only person that's there is me, because this is kind of like my sandbox, my play course. Very simple. Okay, but if I wanted to add someone to this course, let me show you how easy I can do that. So everything in Canvas, you guys, is pretty seamless. So if you wanted to add people, it's going to be plus people. So let me ask a quick question. If I wanted to do an announcement, you've not even seen announcements. If I was going to do that, what do you think it's going to be? What do you think? If I say it's seamless, read between the lines what you think it's going to be. Plus assignments. Exactly. So I'm going to come in. It's going to look seamless everywhere I go. So I'm going to click on plus people. When I do that, it gives me the option to add people into my course. So let's just say I wanted to add Dr. Williams. Okay, I can add by her email. Okay, You could add by email, login ID, or SysID. I wanted to show you versus with your email first because it's pretty simple. All I have to do is add her name, and then I can change her role. So if I was going to have this course and add her as a student in my course, then I could leave her as a student. If I wanted her to be a teacher in my course, I could change and add teacher, all those different components. A lot of you may be already looking in your courses and see that you've got some people that are observing. So for instance, parents can observe their students in your courses as well. So you have lots of different roles, but from within the Peoples tab, I can add Dr. Williams right here into this course. When I click next, it basically says, is this who you want to add? And then I'm going to add this user. When I do, you can kind of see that this is the invitation that I sent her. And then she also came in as an observer to observe Jennifer Williams as the student. So you can kind of see those different roles, how they change. You guys, the People tab is one of my favorites because I can monitor so much information right here from the Peoples tab. I can monitor when a student was last in my course. I can monitor how long they have stayed involved and active in that course. So if you have students that say, I couldn't get in, or I spent 3 hours in that course and I couldn't get that work completed, and you notice, well, your activity time was 4 minutes, I don't think you stayed 3 hours. You can kind of, key people, guide it along the way and show, okay, it may take you just a little bit more time to complete this content. So your Peoples tab is wonderful for you to kind of gauge some information. Okay, so that would be adding people to a created course. Now remember, if we go back and talk about those Infinite Campus created courses that say reading 512, lots and lots of numbers, those courses are generated from Infinite Campus. So your Peoples tab, when you click on your Peoples tab, you won't just see just yourself. You will see the students that are in that class. I want to be sure that that makes sense to you guys. Infinite Campus pushes over rosters, which means that the students would appear in the Peoples tab in those courses. So this one is a sandbox course, okay? So now let's move a little bit further down. Like I said, I'm not going to get to all of these layers. Dr. Williams is going to do a Canvas 102, and she's going to pick up. That's one of the things that our team has done is we've tried really hard to streamline this information so that if you leave this session and you're thinking, you know what, I'm good, I'm ready for 102, you can immediately jump into Dr. Williams' session, good, and be able to continue going from there. Okay, so we're trying to I'm giving you the highlights and I'm setting the stage for 102, which is going to allow you to start building some small components inside Canvas. Okay, fair enough? So let's keep moving forward. Now I want to show you the settings. Now this is probably, remember, Canvas is the Commons is your first really important piece that I gave you today. Your second really important piece is your help. That is always where you need to go to find help. And the third piece is the settings from within a course, because the settings is basically going to help you with understanding the parameters to this course. Very simple. So when you come into the course detail, you've got several options. You've got course detail section, navigation, apps, and featured options. Now we are not going to go into all those. I'm going to stay right here in course detail. A couple of really important components. Okay, so when you scroll down in your course detail, this is where you can add a picture to appear in your dashboard tile. Okay, so I'll show you really quickly that because that's super simple. When I click on choose image, it gives me my upload from my computer. You cannot copy and paste in this feature. You can copy and paste images from within inside different components like an assignment, but in your course detail, you cannot copy and paste for your tile picture. So let's just say that I wanted this picture here, Unit 1. When I select it, again, obviously I wouldn't, but that's just one to show you. You see how easy it is. It takes me directly to my computer, and I upload right here. If I don't love that picture, no worries. Click on these three dots, which is called an ellipsis, and just remove that image. But that's how simple. Now let me get into some really important pieces. Now you can kind of see this is where you have the name of your course. So if you continue in your your sandbox course, and you love some of the content, you might want to change that course name to a specific content area so that you can really use this at a later date. So you can change your name, you can change any of this information here. But now let me show you obviously your time zone and that kind of thing. So here's an important feature. This is my third really important piece to the puzzle of Canvas. Is if you create a course from scratch by using the start button, never set an end date to that course. So essentially, some of you may say, well, Casey, why would I want to start my own course? As you become more proficient with Canvas, you will more than likely use some of these self-created courses as your digital filing cabinet. Okay, you want to make sure that makes sense to you. Digital filing cabinet of all of your great resources. Because essentially, if you are teaching geometry, you're in high school and you're teaching geometry, you might teach geometry next year. And you probably will use some of the same resources. So I kind of use this analogy. When I was in the classroom, I was an elementary teacher for many years, and I had a filing cabinet, a couple of filing cabinets behind my desk. So when I would get out my content that was a thematic unit, I showed my age, but that's okay. I would take out my content, I would make copies or make examples, but then I put my originals back in my filing cabinet. So essentially, at some point, as you become really proficient, you can start brand new courses in Canvas that really serve as your digital filing cabinet for you. So setting an end date would be really a really difficult thing for you because it's going to make that course go away. And I tell you, we've had several people that have set end dates on courses and called our team and said, hey, can you help me? And unfortunately, I can't help you once an end date has lapsed. I can't recover that content. So just, you don't have to have an end date. So leave it right there. Okay. Making sense with that? Okay, let me show you one more thing in settings, and then we're going to try to go set a home page so you feel like you have something before we do leave, rather than just a lot of information. All right, now let's move on down in your course settings. Here's one feature that I want to show you because you may need this. If you click on more options, this gives you some additional functions. So obviously, if I created a course, just like I did this one, I could add students in the Peoples tab, just like I showed you with Miss Williams, or Dr. Williams. But I could also do this. I could also let students self-enroll by sharing with them a secret URL code. So if I select that, then I can come to the very bottom and update this course, and it's going to generate a course number for me. Now you might be thinking, when would I ever use that? Let me give you an example. So I have a middle school right now that created a Canvas course for the social studies and science fair entry, because every student, I guess every student does not do, or they do one or the other. Maybe that's how it works. So if you wanted to participate in the social studies fair, you used the specific code that got you into the social studies Canvas course, so you would know all of the ins and outs about the social studies fair. And the same thing for the science fair. So you have a lot of autonomy on how you can use Canvas, and that was a brilliant idea. So rather than sending home all of this information, these teachers got together and made Canvas courses to support those two events. And then they just pushed out the self-enroll. So if I wanted to do social studies, I would just follow that self-enroll code. So it's pretty easy. Now, here's the other great thing about it. When I'm done and all the students have joined, I can come in and I can unselect it, and it closes open enrollment. Some of you may remember when I know when I was doing my undergraduate work, I had to get up and hit the phone lines really quick because I only had a small window of time that was open for me to register for my classes. So this is kind of the same idea. You can open it for a small window of time, and then you can close that. And so basically, unless you reopen it, no one can join that course. Okay, so this is your course settings. Okay, so let's again recap. We have talked about the outer ribbon, which is the functions for your entire Canvas account. And then we started a brand new course, or you may be in one of your Infinite Campus courses if you do not have that start feature. And when you started a brand new course, like I did, Canvas 101, you've got lots of other features. You see a second layer of functionalities that relate just to this course. We talked about the People's tab, and then we also talked about the settings, which are super important. Okay, so we got enough time. We're going to try to do this really quickly and see if everybody can have something fun to start with. So now let's go ahead and see if we can make a home page. So click on home. It kind of looks blah. There's nothing there. So let's go ahead and see if we can make a home page. Now I'm primary elementary, so I know probably high school teachers sometimes don't care so much about the cutesies or what have you, but we all really want a basic landing page for navigation. I always share this story. My daughter is in high school, and she really always, she's more successful in class that she has the end in mind than walking into something that she really doesn't understand. So I think having a home page and having information there kind of really fosters an environment for kids like that really need to see, okay, where are we going? Okay, so let me show you how we can do this. I'm going to show you how to make a home page from pages, all right? So I'm going to, in my inner function ribbons, I'm going to scroll down to pages, okay? When I click on pages, you can see, just like I said before with people, if I want to create a page, I need to click on plus page. Very simple, okay? I'm going to call this my welcome page. So I'm just going to type welcome. If you're going through this with me, you're welcome to do this as well. So type in welcome, okay? And then from welcome, I can come down here into the open box. Now, I'm a visual learner, you guys, being honest with you. This looks a lot like a Word document to me. Okay, so that makes it pretty simple for me to navigate. So these look like Word functions, and that kind of looks like a table, pretty simple. Talk to me in the chat. Does that look pretty user-friendly to a lot of us? Okay, yes. The great thing, you guys, is in all of your functions, most of the functions from within inside Canvas, they're going to look like this. So it's so awesome. If you're a visual learner like me, this kind of makes sense. So watch this. I'm elementary, so you guys, I've got to come in here and center it. So what if I was to say, welcome to Dr. Hutchinson, I can't spell my name, 5th grade class. Okay, great. I can come in, I can change, what have you. I can highlight this just like I could in Word, and I can make it bold. I can change my font size. Okay, I can do all of those great things. I can even change my text color. I can't change my font type because of ADA compliance, but I can change all of those other pieces. Okay, so I've got this right here. A lot of us like to use some type of picture. So I'm going to show you really quickly and easily how you can grab a picture from Google and just drop it right here as well. So if I came in to a new tab, click on a new tab, and if I was to say 5th grade clip art, okay? So if I click on 5th grade clip art and then I filter by image, then I've got, let's see, if I filter by images, then I can see lots of different images right here. So just for the purpose of this training, I'm just going to go quickly, and let's just say that I absolutely love this fifth grade right here. Once I click it, it opens it up into a second window here. Right click, copy that image, and then paste it right back into my Canvas page. Remember I told you earlier that when you're in the settings and you're trying to set a picture for your dashboard tile, you can't copy and paste, but from within inside Canvas, you can copy and paste. If you want to change the size, guess what? It works just like Word. All you need to do is highlight it and just change your functionalities. Okay, and then I could just come in and have any information here. Then I could actually click here to begin. Your journey starts now. I can type anything that I want to right here. Words of affirmation for my students. When I'm finished, I can scroll all the way down to the very bottom, and it defaults to only teachers. You can change this, but I always suggest your home page, making sure that only you can edit this, only you can add content. Okay, so then I'm going to save and publish it. It doesn't matter in your play course if you publish everything, because remember, you don't have any students in this course. All right, so look at it. It looks great. Welcome to Dr. Hutchinson's fifth grade class. It's ready to go. Okay, so now we've got to set it as our home page. Pretty simple. Okay, on the right hand side of this page, you see again your ellipsis. This is always a function, and this one's free, you guys. If you're in Canvas or even if you're in Google, a lot of times if you see these three dots in a vertical line, that's a function. Okay, that was free. Click on this function, and you want to use it as the front page. When I click this, it's going to show me right here, hey, you want this to be your front page. All right, so I've set it from pages, and now I've got to go home and be sure I set it from home. I made this in pages, and now I'm going to click on home. So I've got to come back home, and over on the right hand side it says choose home page. So I'm going to click on choose home page, and where did we make it? We made it in pages, and there it is. So when I click it and I save that, then we are good to go. And now if this was my live course, when my students came into this course, this is what they would see. Yay, it looks great. You're right, I did. You are the best. You're right. Thank you for correcting me. I'm trying to go so fast. You're the best, but I can always edit that. Thank you so much. So you can make this as pretty as you want. Again, just do anything that you want right here on your home page for your students. So this is a great way for your students to come in and see this content right here for you, and you've made this page. Now, a lot of you may say, I may want to change my home page from time to time. That is totally fine. As you become more proficient right here in Canvas, you can change your home page weekly if you want to. It doesn't matter. You get to change that any way you want to. So this is just a great way for you to get started. Okay, so let's recap and let's go ahead and finish up some of this. Okay, because I want to be sure that I give you a small chunk, but don't want to give you too much, but I want to give you enough to think about. Okay, so question in the chat. How is one of the places that you can access Canvas? What's one of the ways you can access Canvas? One of the ways, really quick. How can you access Canvas? Quickly. Looking for the first answer. Yes, Clever, absolutely. What is our second way to access Canvas? What is that URL? Anybody remember? Outside of Clever's your first one, does anybody remember your other way? Google Chrome, exactly. Go into Google, newton.instructure.com is going to be your second place. Perfect, I see it. Yes. So first off, you need to know how to get to the platform. And then from there, you've got your outer ribbon of functionalities right here that are going to help you with your entire Canvas course. And then once you have started a course, you can, or if you use one of your Infinite Campus courses, you get your inner layer of functionalities that help you with this course. So So when you create a course by yourself, when you start a brand new course, do you set an end date? Yes or no? Yes or no? Really quick. Yes or no? No, yes, perfect, perfect. Yeah, you are correct. No, do not set an end date. That is exactly right, because that way you can have this content from year to year. Like I said before, essentially, you'll build enough content into what we call like your super course that you have all of that information right there. And then from year to year, you just kind of tweak that information. Take out what didn't work, add what did work. Okay, so just pretty simple right here in this course. People's tab. So let's talk about that one because that's another section that we talked about. You can add people into this course and you can change their role, just like I showed you in the People's tab here. You can change their role. You can also, this is great, you can also see, so if a student was to say, I went in Canvas and I just didn't get finished, and then if they're still pending, you can see they have not accessed your Canvas course. Okay, so this is a really good bird's eye view for you to see basically your students and their interactivity into your course. Okay, so we have talked about a couple of different things in this course. We've gone through the People's tab, the Settings tab, and we created a home page. Like I said from the get-go, we won't have this session, we don't have a lot of content, but the stage is completely set for you to move forward from here in 102, or if you need some more time, totally fine as well. Play in this portion and then get ready for 102 where you can actually build some content into your courses. Okay, so remember it from within your pages. That was the last thing that we did. Everything is going to filter plus page. So if I came into my pages, you can see I only have one. If I click on view all pages, then all I need to do to add a second page would be plus page, and I could add another page as well. Okay, so I've had several teachers that are really jumping into Canvas and they want to change their home page every day or every week based on the digital content that they're pushing in Canvas. Fine, fair enough. You get the complete autonomy to do exactly what you want to do with that. Now, just because you have this one more piece of the puzzle, and then we're going to wrap it up. Just because you see like some of these components that had the eye kind of covered up, that just means that nothing is there. If you noticed, pages when we started had that eye covered up as well, but now we have built a page. Okay, and we are good to go. All right, so lots of great information, and I gave you 3 really important points. One of them you've answered about setting an end date. What was another one of the important points that's in the outer blue ribbon? Somebody share with me really quickly. Somebody share for the rest of us. Information right here. 2 more pieces that I said were super important because I want you to be sure that you remember. Help, yes, yes, yes. Help desk. And Commons, yes, perfect. Yay, I feel great. Commons is where you could find lots of good resources. Even if you've been teaching 100 years, there's probably something there that you can use. And Help, this is your best friend, definitely your best friend. All right, so thank you again so much. We went through a lot of information. Yeah, you're welcome. I hope that if you came in a little stressed, I hope that this helps you at least just to begin to think about how you could use Canvas with your students. It is a wonderful resource. You're welcome. You're welcome. You guys are awesome. You're making my day. You're so welcome. Thank you for joining us. And remember, check that Power Hour list, and there are lots of great resources. You guys are awesome. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are amazing. I hear a lot of times when I'm in school, people say, Casey, this is so great, but I don't have the time. Well, now you've got just a little bit of time. So if I can encourage you, I'm going to end a few minutes early. So if I can encourage you, if you can, at the end of this session, take about 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you have, and just play with the pieces that we went through. I promise you it will help this information to stick a little bit better than before. if you can just go ahead right now and play with this information. If you are ready for 102, yay, you remember me? Yay. If you're ready for 102, we would love for you to join us later on today. If you need 101 again, I'm sure we'll circle back around. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. We'll have 2 more sessions today, one at 1, and then we also have a session on Microsoft at 3. You guys are the best. I hope that you have a great day. Stay safe, and you know how to reach us if you need anything. Thank you so much.